Well, Kenya gained independence in 1963. For 61 years, the country has experienced great shift in its democracy. Now, 2024 will go to the books as one of the years that the public, majorly the youth, took to the streets to participate in shaping the future and its democratic principles. Well, from his speech earlier in the day during the celebrations of Jamhuri at Uhuru Gardens right here in the capital, President William Ruto vowed to be one of the participants in making sure that democracy is protected at all costs. Well, has that been the case in 2024? Do get in touch with us through our socials at Hope TV Kenya and at Sammy Adika. Our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Now, beginning as of tonight, President William Ruto has castigated naysayers of the government, saying that strategies addressing unemployment, healthcare and food security are delivering tangible results. Now, speaking during the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi, the head of state said that these successes will not be washed away by falsehood intended to misinform the public. Now, and as Tess Njenga reports, President William Ruto says that the government has laid a firm foundation for inclusive economy transformation and the results are evident.
Kenya has marked its 61st Jamhuri Day today amidst the public discontentment that has been witnessed in the last few months from different sectors. Despite the outcry, President William Ruto has said that the economy is stable, adding that the cost of living has reduced and inflation is at its lowest in 17 years. While presiding over the 2024 Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens National Monuments and Museum, Langata, in Nairobi County, the president has asked Kenyans to acknowledge the steps that the government has made.
The results and positive impact of our collective pursuit of fundamental economic change can no longer be wished away. Ladies and gentlemen, financial inclusion, for example, is now a reality for millions. The Hustler Fund is marking its second anniversary on a highly successful note, having empowered millions by lending a total of 60 billion Kenya shillings so far, liberating millions from predatory lenders and precarious financial situations and enabling them to meet their needs, fund their hustles, and build their credit scores.
The head of state has condemned what he has termed as negativity, fake news, and misinformation spreading in the country.
We encourage everyone, including our critics, to engage on the basis of facts and the truth. If some of us persist in the culture of reckless negativity, for how long will cynics mobilize Kenyans to deny facts that they can feel, that they can touch, and they can see? What will they say in a few weeks' time when we begin to give keys to new homeowners of our affordable housing units?
The president has called on Kenyans to engage in national discourse that will facilitate development in the country. President Ruto has drummed up support for the Social Health Authority, also known as Taifa Care, emphasizing that it is more inclusive and has better benefits compared to the former NHIF.
Taifa Care inataka kila mtoto wa Kenya awe na bima ya afya. Wakati wazazi mutarudisha watoto wenu shuleni, tunataka kila mzazi aandamane na mtoto wake, ndio tuweze kusajili watoto wote wa Kenya, ili watoto wote wa Kenya tuwapangie mambo yao ya afya.
On affordable housing, the president took a swipe at naysayers of the project, saying that the first-time homeowners will soon be able to move into the completed houses.
I readily concede that we are yet to reach the destination of our aspirations because we have not yet delivered fully on our commitments. But having said that, it is also a fact that we are no longer where we were a year, let alone 2 years ago. We have moved beyond pledges and commitments and are now making progress in our implementation strategies.
Bendera iliyo fahari ya kituo cha jeshi la wanaanga cha Wajir, Luteni Abdinur Wako.
As the country marks its 61st Jamhuri Day, President William Ruto has called on Kenyans to shun the negativity and instead make a contribution towards the development of the nation as the government implements its agenda. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Tess Njenga.
Now, still on matters Jamhuri Day celebrations, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has praised his boss, President William Ruto, for reaching out to former President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Now, speaking during this year's Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens, Kindiki praised Ruto's move for inviting leaders despite their existing political differences towards national unity. Now, DP Kindiki's remarks comes barely a week after President William Ruto held a private meeting with retired President Uhuru Kenyatta at his private home in Ishaweri, Gatundu, Kiambu County. Now, this being the first time the two leaders met privately since the 2022 general elections.
We're also very happy that we saw you with the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. When these pictures of unity are seen, it increases investor confidence, it increases confidence in our country, peace and calm. As we commemorate this day, let us affirm our dedication to building a Kenya where every individual has an opportunity to thrive. Together, we can transform our country.
Thank you for reaching out to as many stakeholders as possible to bring everyone on the table so that we can all pull in one direction of making sure that our country moves to the next level. We applaud you for reaching out to the former Prime Minister for the establishment of the broad-based government, and we thank you for reaching out to the former President, Uhuru Kenyatta, and making sure that going forward, all of us, every stakeholder, is on the table as we decide the destiny of our country and as we lift the weights that we must lift in honor of the previous generation and also in honor of the generations to come.
Now, a small number of Kenyans flocked Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi for the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations presided over by President William Ruto. The event also saw several artists showcase their performances and skits. President Ruto at the event presided over the Kenya Defence Forces KDF consecration, presentation and the third trooping of colours ceremony. The ceremony commenced with President Ruto inspecting a guard of honor which was mounted by various branches of the KDF, including the Kenya Army, Kenya Air Force and Kenya Navy. Our reporter Dolly Mwirigi Mbovi tells us more.
It was pomp and colors. The country showcased its cultural history to hundreds of Kenyans who turned up at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi to mark the 61st Jamhuri Day celebrations. Thousands of Kenyans sat patiently and anxiously at Uhuru Gardens, where President William Ruto presided over Jamhuri Day celebrations. The entertainment session of Jamhuri Day celebrations held at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi on Thursday took Kenyans down to memory lane of old school hits that refreshed the youthful years of the many millennials. However, Wajir Air Base, WAB, has been honored with presidential and regimental color during the 61st Jamhuri Day celebration. This event took place today at Uhuru Gardens, where President William Ruto presided over the celebrations. WAB serves as a forward operating base FOB for the Kenya Air Force Rapid Deployment Squadron, which is a special forces unit within the Kenya Defence Forces. Both the presidential and the regimental colors are carried by a commissioned officer and escorted by two armed senior non-commissioned officers. In a ceremonial event, a commissioned officer carries both the presidential and regimental colors, accompanied by two armed senior non-commissioned officers who provide an escort. The tradition known as trooping the color began in England during the 17th century. During the time, the Queen's colour was displayed in grand ceremonies as a representation of royal authority and sovereignty. After Kenya gained independence, the presidential and the regimental colours took the place of Queen's colours. This change symbolizes Kenya's newfound sovereignty and national identity.
Kuhakikisha kwamba ameshika vyema bendera hii kuweza vile kupeana heshima yake.
Dolly Murikimbuvi for Hope TV.
Well, many thanks, Dolly Mwirigimbuvi, for the report. Now shifting to counties. A section of Kisumu residents have expressed their displeasure with the current state of governance in the country, terming it as torturous. The residents have blamed President William Ruto for failing to fulfill his bottom-up agenda and creating an opportunity, or rather job opportunities, for the youth. Now, the same was in Eldoret, that is in Uasin Gishu County, where residents have claimed that the common Mwananchi remains in the bounds of oppression, despite Kenya celebrating 61 years of independence. Now, speaking to the press, the residents are now calling for proper amendment of the 2010 Constitution to ensure that every Kenyan is given an equal priority.
There is no also freedom of speech as such, because it is people have been put into whereby when you try to express yourself according to the constitution which we have been given, you are being seen as an enemy or as an antagonist to the government. So you will find that this is something that is making us feel like we no longer have the freedom that we are supposed to enjoy.
At the moment, we are looking at something that illiteracy, kind of, we are there, but employment opportunities here and there, it's kind of who knows who. And like yesterday, I had somewhere some report saying that 65% of the youth that are employable, that are eligible to be employed, they are out of employment. 65%. This means they are just hanging around, no employment, just hanging around for depending on those few people who are employed or doing meaningful employment.
Mheshimiwa Ruto wakati alichukua uongozi aliahidi vijana mambo mingi sana. Na mimi naona aliahidi vijana hakuna chenye amefanya hata moja bado. Sisi tunangojea na tunaumia. Juu alisema ataanza na vijana hustler, ataanza na sisi, ataanza na watu wa chini kabisa bottom up. Hiyo bottom up sasa tuoni. Tunaona tu sijui nini, haya baba wetu huyu baba tulikuwa tunaamini sana muokoaji wa sisi, yeye pia amejoin huko. Kenya sasa imekuwa ofyo, Kenya haiko.
Well, we shall be taking a short commercial break right there, but we shall be right back with matters to do with fight for democracy and the defense for human rights.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Did they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even Meet of the One?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out their latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
Join Purity Atieno this Sunday for a moment of worship.
Mtakatifu, mtakatifu, nakuita mtakatifu.
On Ultimate Worship from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And you are
Holy, holy, holy are you, Lord.
Hope TV, look and live.
And we will rise in your name, Adonai. You reign on high.
Coming soon. This November.
He's the God who raised up Moses in a palace only to use him in the wilderness, and raised up Joseph in the wilderness only to use him in a palace.
Young person, God is at work within your heart. What does it say? He is at work. It's Him who is at work in you.
If you are going to be successful in the service of God, it calls for sacrifice.
We get to appraise what God is doing, and by His invitation, partner with Him.
Come on, keep moving. He's inspiring you to challenge that which seems impossible.
What He would require of us is to declare, send me Lord, regardless of our background.
Only on Hope TV.
Welcome to the broadcast. Now on matters defense for democracy. The Law Society of Kenya President Faith Odhiambo has been awarded the prestigious ICJ Kenya Jurist of the Year award. The LSK president, that is Faith Odhiambo, was hailed for her instrumental role in defending the rights of protesters during the nationwide anti-finance bill protests and securing the release of those arrested by providing pro bono legal services. In her acceptance speech, Odhiambo thanked Kenyans, ICJ Kenya and jurists for recognizing her work as she dedicated her award to Kenyans and their relentless efforts for championing for human rights and the rule of law. Now, ICJ Kenya chairperson Prota Sainde challenged the awardee, that is Faith Odhiambo, to continue pushing the limits of the law in the pursuit of justice. The event that was graced by Norway's ambassador to Kenya, Somalia and Seychelles, that is Ghana and Reas, among other notable jurists from the country, seeks to give recognition, acknowledgement and encouragement to jurists who have consistently, fearlessly and impartially promoted the rule of law and human rights in Kenya in 2024.
Now, we all know that being a lawyer comes with its challenges. This is a profession that tests not only your intellect but your patience. It requires a thick skin, whether it's enduring cross-examinations in court or surviving the less than pleasant encounters in the registry. A new dynamic comes into play when you serve in the office that I hold. You become public property, a national asset that everybody has demands and expectations for. And if Kenyans are good at one thing, they are good at asking for more. And yet, despite these challenges, some of which are more of opportunities, we remain committed to this noble calling. Why? Because deep down we understand that the work we do transcends the mundane. Every brief we handle, every argument we make, every case we win or lose, and every cry for help we answer is a brick in the larger edifice of justice.
The judiciary, civil society organizations, human rights defenders, and other legal stakeholders remain a source of hope for the many millions of Kenyans who are unable to defend their rights in the face of injustice. Jurists have taken the lead in promoting constitutionalism by making sure that the ideals and principles of the Constitution are reflected in governance. These legal professionals continue to influence the foundation of the country's democracy by opposing unlawful government decisions and actions, and by rendering progressive decisions that uphold constitutionalism and the rule of law in Kenya.
Kenya's vibrant democracy is one of its greatest strengths, as I've said. Like any democracy, however, it requires continuous care and vigilance. The civic space must be protected by all, and the freedoms of expression, association, and access to information are vital for holding power accountable and enabling citizens to participate meaningfully in shaping the future.
Well, now to Machakos County, it is a sigh of relief for Machakos County residents after the doctors called off a 60-day strike that crippled health services in all public health facilities within the devolved unit. In a press briefing at the Machakos Level 5 Hospital, the county's health CEC, Muyandambuki, confirmed that Governor Wavinya Ndeti had reached an agreement with the doctors' union to end the strike. KMPDU and the county government had been at loggerheads for the past 2 months over the payment of the healthcare workers.
Tumekuwa na makubaliano na madaktari na tumeweza kusign agreement ya madaktari warudi kazini kuanzia kesho saa 3. Kwa hivyo wanawajulisha wakaaji wa Machakos wenye wanahitaji matibabu kuanzia kesho saa 3 mkienda kwa hospitali zetu mtapata madaktari, na gavana wetu ameweza kununua madawa ya kutosha na kila hospitali yenye iko Machakos County iko na madawa ya kutosha. Kujeni mtapata kutibiwa na mtapata madawa.
We also agree to pay them for the days they absconded work, for the days they were not in service. We are a government that will not want to go sideways as far as obeying court directions are concerned. So today we declare that we will pay the doctors for the days, for the 60 days, because the court has directed, not because of pressure from any other point.
Now, donkey owners in Mount Elgon, that is Bungoma County, have called on the government to establish strict laws that will control slaughter of donkey, said to be very profitable. Now, speaking to the press, they say if the situation continues, the owners may lose all the donkeys that is transportation within Mount Elgon. At the same time, the farmers have threatened to boycott the consumption of meat, questioning that the meat sold in different places across the country may be that of donkeys, further urging the government to ban the slaughter of donkeys while strongly condemning countries that have allowed trade of donkey skin.
Hii punde sisi kama watu wa Mount Elgon ndio inatusaidia tupeleke mzigo kutoka mlimani mpaka Cheptais, ienda mpaka Chwele, ienda mpaka Kimilili, ndio tupate chakula yenye watoto wanakula, ndio watoto wasome, ndio tununue vitabu, ndio tulipe hii pesa ya CBC. Saa hii ukame imezidi, serikali tunaomba penye muko mtusaidie. Mambo ya kuchinja punda sisi tumekataa. Mtusaidie kasa, mtuangalie venye tuko mama tunateseka.
Inasemekana kwamba kuna watu wanatoka China wanakuja collect ngozi ya punda, na sisi wenyeji wa hapa hatujui maana ya hiyo nini. So tunakemea biashara sana ikome kabisa. Ikome! Kuanzia leo kama tutaona kwamba watu wa punda zinachinjwa kiholela, tutaandama hao watu. Maana tuko nyuma ya maafisa wa polisi kwamba tuungane wote kwa pamoja na serikali kwamba tuone tutakomesha hiyo kitendo cha punda.
Tuna matumaini kwamba tunalinda punda na tunachunga punda ili pia itutunze na tupate sangine faida ambayo pia tunahitaji.
Tulikuwa tunasema hata kama ni hivyo mambo ya kukula nyama, wacha tukule tu mboga za kienyeji. Mambo ya nyama sisi tumekataa. Mapunda inasaidia, hata tunapeleka, hata tunatoa mzigo mlimani, tunapeleka hata Cheptais na tusaidia, hata maji tunabebea watoto inaenda shuleni. Sasa sisi kama wanachinjwa, sisi kama wakaji wa Kipsii sisi tumekataa.
Well, now away from that, Kenya's candidate for the African Union Commission chairperson, Raila Odinga, is set to face off against his main opponents in a live televised debate. Now, the debate, which is part of the Africa Leadership Debate, is set to air from 7 to 9 p.m. East African time. That is on 13th of December 2024 on Friday. Now, and will feature Raila's alongside Mahmoud Ali of Djibouti and Richard Randriamandrato of Madagascar. Now, during the 2-hour debate, Raila will present his vision and manifesto, which includes plans for massive infrastructure development, boosting intra-African trade, enhancing financial independence, and addressing gender equity, agricultural transformation, and regional security. Odinga also promises to focus on youth potential, continental integration, digital transformation, and climate change. The debate will be broadcasted in all 6 official AU languages, that is English, French, Arabic, Portuguese, Spanish, and Swahili. Now, to win the position in the February elections 2025, Raila needs 2/3 of the votes from 55 AU member states, meaning at least 33 votes.
We want to wish the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga the best in his candidacy for the Africa Union Commission, and we also want to wish him success in tomorrow's debate in Addis Ababa. We pray that next year we shall be joined in this celebration with the newly minted chairman of the African Union Commission, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
Now, in Murang'a County, learners at Karimamwaro Primary School in the county are set to benefit from new school infrastructure after M-Pesa Foundation broke ground on a 35 million Kenya shillings upgrade project. The foundation will renovate 6 classrooms from grade 1 to 6, construct 3 junior secondary school classrooms, and renovate an early childhood development education ECD center. Additionally, learners will benefit from a newly constructed science laboratory and a fully equipped library. Now, M-Pesa Foundation will also construct ablution blocks for boys, girls, and staff, and the installation of a water harvest system and storage tanks. Now, since its inception in the year 2010, M-Pesa Foundation's education programs have benefited over 1.3 million learners in all the 47 counties. Now, through infrastructure projects and the M-Pesa Foundation Academy, which enrolls children from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. Well, that right there marks the end of tonight's bulletin. Many thanks for choosing Hope TV. My name is Sammy Adika, and our sign language interpreter has been the amazing Boniface Mureithi. Do enjoy the rest of your Jamhuri Day. Until next time, good night.